This is the Amp Hour Podcast, recorded August 29th, 2011. Episode 58, Zappy, Zendik, Zoilism.
Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Dave Jones from the EE blog.
And I'm Chris Gamble from Chris Gamble's Analog Life.
With a new mic, Chris.
Yeah, how do I sound?
Sound pretty good. I don't know. Was that a peak there? I don't know. That might be our mumble server.
It might have been.
But
no, it was me, I think.
You succumbed
I
to
did.
the convenience revolution. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I finally gave... Well, so I mentioned in the show when it happened that my USB-based mixer broke. And prior to that, I had bought, a real nice AT2020 XLR-based microphone. And basically, when the mixer broke, I haven't sent it back to get fixed yet, but I'm going to probably do that and then sell it. And in the meantime, I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to go the Dave Jones lazy route and buy a USB-based microphone. So
it's not lazy. It just makes sense. It
does
works.
make sense. I was thinking about it too, and it makes sense from a traveling perspective. So if I'm on the road, I can just bring it with. Whereas before, I had to think, oh, well, I got to bring a mixer then too.
Exactly.
So,
and you don't have to bring your big arm. You just bring a little desk stand, and you've got your good quality mic with you.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
So I
told you so.
You did. You told me so. You're right.
Yep.
Although I will bring us right into the first rant of the day. I don't know if I'd get through security. Did you see the item I had on there?
Oh, I did. This is freaking ridiculous. Only in America.
Oh, not only in America.
Come on.
Maybe, yeah. Because
this is American shit again. Come on, tell us about it.
Yeah. So in Jacksonville, basically, a mysterious box shows up at the city hall, and I saw this actually from the Cree Twitter feed, which gives it away a little bit. But so a box shows up at City Hall, and they take one look at it on the X-ray scanner because they scan incoming packages because apparently that's what they do, and
because they're paranoid to begin with.
I guess so, yeah. And I mean, there's been scares before, but yeah, they scan it. They say, "Oh my God, there's electronics in here. We got to call the bomb squad." And so, so they call the bomb squad, and bomb squad takes the thing away, and then take it to the bomb range, scan it again, open it up, and say, "Hey, wait a second, these are LED light bulbs."
Yep. From the proper manufacturer. It was addressed from a reputable supplier. They could have just made the damn phone call to the supplier and said, "Do you send us a package? What's in it?" What? Come on, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And it's just, I look at it and I'm just like, it's only going to get worse, as long as people don't understand electronics or aren't encouraged to look at electronics. I don't think we can. I mean, yes, we could blame movies, but really we have to blame the.
No, we blame the paranoid U.S. government. I
mean, there's that, and I think just it's being a security guard is a low paying position, and these are probably
want something exciting to happen, right?
Well, maybe that, I don't know, but it's just, I think it's just a general idea that.
Yeah, general paranoia in America, I'm telling you.
No, not general paranoia. I'm saying general lack of.
Come on.
Okay, yeah, you could say that, Dave. We know you love your conspiracy theories and bash on the government here, but what I'm saying is that the reason it pisses me off is because it's just a lack of education about electronics. Not everything electronics is a bomb. Yeah. And I'm sure there's some perception bias too. If you're looking for bombs and you see something electronic, you're going to see a bomb. But
because they actually have these new, I presume, laws in place for improvised electronic devices. That's the latest buzzword now. They've drilled it into everyone that these improvised electronic devices are freaking bombs. It's crazy. I hear these stories all the time. Even years ago, it's not new. There's some school kid brings a science experiment to school. He made this little thing with custom electronics and it did something. And they called in the bomb squad. Yeah. Because even though he said it's just my science experiment, and they went, "No, it's not. It's an improvised electronic device." It's like, well, of course it is. It's my science experiment. It just makes me want to bash my head against the desk.
Yeah, and we've talked
Really?
to vendors before about it, and we've talked to the people on Twitter before about it.
Yep.
It's tough anytime you have to travel with electronics because at an airport it's even worse. You know, every time I go through an airport with like a dev kit in my bag or something like that, I get really worried. And usually the best case scenario is if you put your cell phone in there with it, they'll see a cell phone and then they'll see some circuits next to it and they'll be less, you know. But
you know, if you've got cables in there, maybe it'll accidentally look like they're joined together. You know, like give me a break.
Yeah, so that was at a city hall, but man,
you know,
it's just sad that there's not a recognition of what it is, because LED light bulbs are kind of boring too. I mean, it's not like there's a lot going on in an LED light bulb. Yeah, there's some electrolytics and there's some inductors to, you know, basically an offline switcher, but and
I suppose the LEDs look like little bullets or something, you know, if they're like little 5mm LEDs or something.
I mean, if these are commercial bulbs though, you'd think, well, unless these are going in like, you know, replacements for like halogen-based fixtures or something like that. Yep. If they've got like the Edison screw terminal, you'd think someone would look at that and be like, "Well, that's a light bulb," you know,
exactly.
or at least that's a bomb attached to a light bulb.
Exactly, and I assume they're like all individually boxed and they're, you know, because they come from a reputable supplier, you know, and it's like they surely they would have looked like, you know, oh look, there's a box of 20 items, whoop-de-doo, you know.
Yeah,
it's like it's crazy. And the thing I don't get is there's a video here, you know, there's a press conference and the police get up there and I don't know, the mayor, Mayor Brown, you doofus. They get up there and they're not even joking about it. You know, they're not in, it was only light bulbs. Yeah, no worries, you know, which is what would have happened here. But no, over there, everyone acted professionally and in accordance with what they should do and we're very proud of all our Americans. Yeah, God bless America.
Yeah, I did notice that. We're very proud of how we responded to this, and then it's like, well, are you ashamed of how people picked it the wrong way the first time? You know, like, it's a light bulb.
Come on,
it's a light bulb, people. Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Give me a break. Only in America. From the Only in America files.
Oh, yep.
Oh, we've got another one like that.
Oh, which one?
Oh, it's the Shonky Product of the week.
Oh, okay. Straight to that, huh?
Should we go to? Do we have the music?
No, music's still...
No.
New mic, not new music yet, sorry.
Right, okay, because nothing's plugged into your, you know, mixer. Your mixer doesn't work, right?
My mixer's...
You've got nothing plugged in. All right.
Yep.
So, that segues beautifully into the wonky, shonky, what's it called? The wonky, shonky...
The Shonky Tonk product, yeah. Whatever it is.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, that segment, the real exciting one. Where is it? It is the... it goes under many names, but it's the...
Amplizer?
No. This is the bomb thing.
The bomb thing. Oh, okay.
Yes, the bomb thing. Yes, we have two Shonky products.
Oh, we have two. All right.
Yes,
I gave away next week's. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
This is the ADE 651. It's, you know, they're given a nice scientific engineering sounding product name, you know. It's a bomb scanner, right? And they've sold these to the American government. Okay, and they sold them to other countries, and they're using them in Iraq and Afghanistan for bomb detection, right? But what is it? It's a freaking dowsing rod. And if you don't know what dowsing rod is, Google it.
Yeah, I think we can explain that here. That's because that's like a cartoon thing too, right? That's where you have like the Y-shaped stick.
You get two coat hangers, right, and you bend them 90 degrees, right? So you got two metal bits of coat hanger, and you have one in each hand, and the idea is you walk along and you try and keep them straight, and every time you walk over, usually water, right? That's where its history comes from. It usually comes from water detection. And, you know, so you walk along, and when you walk over water, all the thing that you're trying to detect, you know, people claim different things. In this case, bombs and explosives and all sorts of stuff. Then the metal bars are supposed to suddenly move. You know, they move at 90 degrees and flick around. And, you know, and it works on, you know, psychic energy and, you know, field force energy and insert wank word, you know, insert.
Well, I've got one.
Yeah.
So apparently on Wikipedia, they also call it dowsing. They say dowsing is also known as doodle bugging.
Doodle bugging. I haven't heard that one before.
Apparently it's only in the US, but
right.
Citation needed.
Anyway, it's also called the Ranger Tel as well. And I think the US government or some branch of the government has actually banned it now, and they've sent out a press release to all their a release to all their agencies not to use it because it's a scam. Which is exactly what it is. So and when it's advertised as it's a pretty fancy looking device, and when it's advertised as actually it doesn't require any batteries or anything else, then, well, you got to start to worry, kind of thing. It's like, let's detect
it'll harvest
and,
wireless energy or something.
Yeah, it harvests, and I don't know. You got to go read it. We'll put the links in there, but it's ridiculous. And you can get these fancy plug-in modules for different types of, explosives or different things you want to detect with it. So the sky is the limit with this thing. You can just get a plug-in module that plugs into it. No batteries, of course. You just plug it in, and magically it detects all these plastic explosives. And, of course, James Randi is on the case. I love James Randi. He's brilliant.
Is that the skeptic?
The skeptic, the James Randi Foundation or whatever it's called. Yeah, he basically exposes all scams like this, and
That's
he
awesome.
exposed it. And he offered him the James Randi $1 million. Oh, speaking of Randy... I think we've got our caller.
I think you need to turn off your telephone. That's what I think.
Randy from Hicksville. Right.
And we should mention that it was actually Scott Harris who sent this in. He sent in a bunch
Scott.
of good
This
ones
is
on the
brilliant.
suggestion page.
Yeah,
and we love when people send this kind of stuff in. It was awesome. That's
it's
a good
gold.
one. Yeah.
It's brilliant. So anyway, Wonky and James Randi, he exposes all sorts of stuff like this, and he offers famously the James Randi $1 million prize to any skeptic or any other company with Shonky products, including the famous audio cables, the $50,000
Monster.
the Monster cables and all the rest. He offers a $1 million prize if you can, scientifically prove that you can
science.
hear the difference.
Who needs it?
Yeah,
Who needs science, Dave?
Those pesky double-blind experiments,
Yeah,
right?
It's what it
go
feels like. That's what's important. How sciencey it feels, That's what I'm going for.
Well, that's what some general in Iraq or whatever, Afghanistan or somewhere, some general came out and said, I think this product works, this bomb detection product, it works. I know it works. I can feel it in my bones, I don't need...
I feel it in his bones when it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Oh, anyway, what a scam.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But they duped. Like, they duped government agencies. They bought this thing.
Yeah. Like $800 a pop or something?
Oh, it's... how much?
I think it said $800 a pop for...
800? No, I think it's...
more?
Like 80,000 or something. It's really expensive. I think it's hugely expensive.
Oh.
Anyway, but at least they had the good sense in the end to actually get some department to run some tests on it. And sure enough, it didn't detect shit. Even when there was a truckload of explosive right next to it, when they actually did the double-blind experiment, it didn't work. Go figure. Anyway.
Science.
But mysteriously, when somebody knows that the bomb is in there, it works.
Yeah.
It's like, as all dowsing rods work when you know it's there. The mind works in mysterious ways. Oh, boy. There we go. Don't get me started. Shonky Products.
Yeah.
And we've got another good one next week.
Yes.
We'll save it for next week.
Definitely. Well, let's get some shout-outs. We haven't had shout-outs in a while here.
Do it.
So first up, we had fake EE Quips. That's a site that's been around for a little while now, but he actually made a bingo board for the amp hour. Have you seen this, Dave?
I wanted to see it, but it doesn't work here. I get error 404. I know.
Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Maybe just to go to the site or something. I'll try and fix the link there, but yeah, he's got, so there's a lot of fun.
Word bingo.
Yeah, but no, so amp hour bingo. I mean, yeah, it's yeah. So you can get a mark for when Dave shows his age or when Dave insults the USA. We already got that one today.
Oh yes.
When Chris starts a rant, we got that one today. Man, we're doing well. So he's got a couple different incarnations, and
I want to see this. Fix the link, please.
Oh, come on, just go to this page. You can find it. Come on, man. Little web
foo
here. Come on,
okay.
a little web foo.
Well, I did.
Oh,
I'm sure I did. Where is it? Down there.
There you go, buddy. There's a little help from me.
Oh,
from me to
happy
you.
hour bingo. Here we go. Okay,
All
right.
right, all
Dave
right.
shows his age.
Yeah.
I'll send you $1. You can buy a clue. All right, Dave and Saucy. Yeah, homemade IC
we
argument.
could just do this right here. We shouldn't be looking at this because we could just do it all, do a line in a row, and everybody would win.
This is brilliant. This is like a template for the entire show. Mighty O makes a guest appearance.
Yeah, right. Next week maybe. Who knows?
A non-electronic related tangent.
Yeah.
Open source discussion. Reference to Dilbert World.
Yep.
Discuss green technology. We kind of got one of those in today, talking about the LED
It's kind of
light
sad
bulbs.
that we really fit in the same mold every week. Maybe we should start branching out here, Dave.
I know. Maybe we should. Women in engineering discussion. Yeah. Hacker spaces. Oh, one that's missing. Ham.
Ham
You're
stuff's
always
been
talking
coming up
about
now.
ham
Yeah,
now.
you're right.
Yep.
You're right. That's
Yep.
got to be the next gen. Well, he's got a couple more, so we'll have to post that up. But yeah,
I don't know about Jerry Ellsworth makes a guest appearance. Come on, what? She's only been on once?
Twice
Or is it
now.
Twice. Twice. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, fair enough.
she's no Jeff Kaiser.
Right. No. Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Jerry Ellsworth is no Jeff Kaiser.
Yep. I wrote in the comments section of the site once. I was calling him the Ed McMahon of the Amp Hour. I think I want that to stick, because
Right.
yes sir.
See, I don't get that. I don't get the reference.
So on oh crap, Johnny Carson. So Johnny Carson was a late night show
Yep,
in the U.S.,
I've
real
heard of
famous
it,
one,
yep.
right? And Ed McMahon would just sit on every show. He'd always be sitting there on the couch, and all these celebrities would come out. And he'd always just be there, cracking
Right.
jokes,
Oh,
and
okay.
he'd just
Right.
be there. So
Got
that's our Jeff.
Right.
Our Jeff Kaiser
That's
is
a
our Ed McMahon. There you go.
Fair enough. Okay.
Let's see, another shout out. So new podcast, a little bit young, but
Yep.
it's up and coming, and they call it Zombie Tech. Zombie Tech because
Cool.
talking about how to serve or things. That's like the basic question I think they've been asking all their guests. How
Yep. You would survive the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I keep hearing about this zombie apocalypse. See, I'm not into zombie movies.
Me neither.
But it's a very geek thing. If you
Oh, yeah.
are, then you're passionately into everything zombie.
Yeah,
I don't know. And everyone
And we
talks about the zombie apocalypse.
yeah.
Zombie apocalypse. I'm going to get that word
Yeah.
right. I'm a professional radio announcer.
There we go. Yeah, so I mean, they are electronics. It's the Toy Makers crowd. The Toy Makers hangs out with Savage Circuits people a lot. So it's kind of like that crew, and good people. They talk about some fun stuff, and they've been picking up their podcast stuff, and yeah. So welcome to the scene.
Excellent.
I love it when more people come on the podcasting scene. I need stuff to listen to, and
Absolutely.
I can't listen to Dave any more than I already do. So.
No, I know. It's pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's excellent. I went to this. I've downloaded it, but I haven't listened to it yet. One thing I want to see on this site is a way to actually play it right there on the site, like we do with the Amp Hour. Because that's what I do with ours. Once we finish the edit, I do actually listen to the Amp Hour back to, because it does sound different after. Well, it sounds different to me anyway after it's edited, and I don't know, just sounds. Yeah. So anyway, I usually listen to it again, and I play it through the website. So I use the little player there, and I like just being able to hit play and it starts rather than have to download the whole thing. And anyway.
Yeah.
It's just
and we use PodPress if people don't know, because we have a WordPress site. So nice and easy way to do it if people are thinking about starting a
yes,
podcast.
Definitely use PodPress. Makes it easy, and then
nice
you get
and
all the
easy.
stats and and then it integrates into all the RSS feeds and handles all that for you.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
That is nice.
So there you go. Everyone should get a mic, a USB mic, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, definitely USB.
And start a podcast radio show, because there's not enough out there. Really, I don't think.
I don't think so either. I mean, I think there's some, at least in the electronic side of things. I mean, like, you can get into the tech side of things. I mean, there's a whole Twit network, and they have tons of shows. But if you want to get away from the gadgety side of things and, shoot some bull about electronics, there's only so much. They got Ham Nation.
Which we do occasionally on here.
Yeah, well, we don't want to do it too much. Speaking of electronics, though, so there's a new site that might have been inspired by you. Is that right, Dave?
Yes, I do believe so. They contacted me very early on and told me about it, and they mentioned that I think they were. They saw my show and they liked it and they thought they'd do their own, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So it's called the
And
Signal. Oh, go ahead.
Yep. No, it's called the signalpath.com.
Yeah. And so it's all YouTube based, right?
And it's same as mine. It's all a YouTube based. Plus, they have like a blog site as well, which they post to. It's pretty much the same format as mine, and and it's excellent. The content's great.
Yeah, it's a bunch of guys from Toronto, I believe, and they talk about a lot of, it seems like more like basic concept kind of stuff, like talking about, like the first post right now is about op amps and PWM, and, so definitely useful stuff, and more of a, like the straight technical stuff, so maybe a little less off the cuff and more planned out, but definitely about electronics.
Mine's more random. Yeah, theirs is pretty much focusing just on, how things work, circuit techniques, things like that. So, it's excellent.
It's great, though.
Yep,
yeah, so welcome to it, guys.
And they do have a teardown, too. There's actually a product teardown there, which is quite good. I've watched that.
Yeah?
And,
That's good.
Excellent show. I don't mind competition at all. It's good. I want to see it. I encourage it.
Keeps Dave on his toes.
Speaking of which, I should link to them from my site, actually.
Yeah.
Because if you're producing good original blog content, tell me, and I'll add your link to my site. And, you'll hopefully get a lot of hits from it.
Cool.
Because I like encouraging other people who produce original content.
Me too, man.
Yep, love it. Speaking of Roy Eltham before, I'm pretty sure it's him. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but I follow him on Twitter, and he always tweets his updates. He's got this jogging thing where he actually goes out jogging. He must have like a sensor in his shoe or some GPS sensor or something, and you can follow him on a map where he's jogging.
That's pretty cool.
In live, it's very cool. So I might have that wrong. Sorry, Roy.
No, I think that's
you. Or
I think
sorry
you're right.
to the other person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of,
and it's just cool.
Better hope that doesn't go on with a zombie movie, right?
The zombies will fight. Yeah, how not to survive the zombie apocalypse? And attach a GPS sensor to you and stream it live on the internet.
There you go.
And it's overlaid on Google Maps, so they can, so you can watch him in real time. Like he was running along the beach the other day. I clicked on it and I could see him moving along next to this beach.
Yeah, that's cool.
Somewhere. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, you can stalk people from a distance.
Yeah, right.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's like you're some criminal. You've got a GPS, ankle bracelet on.
Yeah.
And they can follow you everywhere you go. How would you defeat one of those, GPS ankle bracelets? I'm sure they have those in the US, don't they? If you're a criminal and you get released on parole or something, and they want to track your movements because you're dangerous or you're dodgy or something, then they strap a GPS
it's tough because I think that they do it with like a check-in signal, so it's not just like it doesn't just receive stuff. It actually has to bleep like I'm alive, and here
pings,
I am.
Right,
yeah.
and if they lose the ping, then they rush to your door and try and hunt you down with shotguns. Right, that's
right. So you got to try and either duplicate it and then take over that signal, or I don't know. Oof.
That'd be cool. Well, you'd need an RF scanner to actually scan what it's pinging out and what it's receiving, and then you could duplicate it. Yeah, there you go. There's a nice project for someone.
Yeah, for a criminal that happens to be.
Anyway, it'd be technically fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it'd make a good project.
Well, speaking of breaking the law, how about we talk about things that almost destroy cars?
Right, but then they would blow you up because it's an improvised electronic device, right?
Oh yeah, no, I think that's more movie stuff. I don't think.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, how about we talk about this video, Dave? What do you think? You seem to like it when I showed you it before I showed you before this.
I almost wet myself.
So
tell us.
So I watched the DIY drones list. And you're doing a hexapod soon, aren't you? Didn't you say you're doing that?
I am. Yes, a friend and I are going to try and build a canyon navigating
That's pretty cool.
hexcopter. Yeah.
So I watched.
If we could find the time to do it,
Right, of course.
We're on the verge of starting it, buying gear, and
Yep. Yeah. So it's why I watch the DIY drones list. It's because it's cool builds and, great news and stuff like that. And so they posted a really interesting story the other day. And
I'm sorry, we're laughing because we've seen the video.
We've seen the video, yeah. So basically, there was an electronic multicopter. So helicopter being, like single or dual rotor, one sideways and one horizontal. And think about a multicopter being like a quadcopter, but just with more rotors. And this guy was riding in it. So I hadn't really ever seen. So I think it was a couple different things. It was you don't normally see like electronic helicopters, right? Just because of the power density you need in order to actually get lift. You wouldn't be able to fly for that long, and then the redundant backups and everything. It's just much more plausible to use
fuel.
Yeah, fuel-based motor, right? And so this guy's trying it with a bunch of batteries and a couple rotors, and we're kind of calling this into question if this is legit.
We are, yeah.
It doesn't look legit, but it doesn't really matter because it's so hilarious. But basically, this guy is... Well, Dave, why don't you take it from here? I'm sure you'll give a great narrative of what you saw.
This guy's, first of all, he's in his front yard, okay? He's on his driveway. Picture this. He's there on his driveway in this big quadcopter. It's got like 6 blades on it. He's sitting in the seat there and he starts it up, and the person who's filming it is hiding behind the garage or something, because they don't want to get their head chopped off. And so he's sitting there and he starts it up, and it sort of does a few little bumps and tries to get off the ground, and then it tilts backwards, and then he drags himself backwards down the driveway, almost onto the road, and it looks like blades fly everywhere, And it's just
and we don't
Darwin award-winning, right here.
He would have definitely won a Darwin. Like, the guy's not wearing a helmet. He's wearing a hat. He's not wearing a helmet.
He's wearing a cap, right, as you call them in the US, and he's wearing a T-shirt and shorts, and there he is, And here, I'm watching it now, and it sort of tilts back, and there he goes, whoa! and I can picture him hitting the kill switches, and there it is, halfway on the road. What? You got to be shitting me, right? Yeah. And it looks fake because it's very grainy footage, and
the sky's perfect wherever he was filming. It was perfect weather, And
I don't know. There's something about it just screams, fake. Because if it was me, he would have spent months building this thing, right? It's a huge build, and surely you'd be so proud of it that you'd do a video like, showing people the quadcopter first. Here's my personal quadcopter. It's going to revolutionise the world, and here's the batteries, and everything else. You'd show people around it, but no. All we get is this grainy footage of somebody behind the garage watching this quadcopter try and take off from the guy's driveway.
Yeah,
I don't know. Apparently, he's a member of the Do-It-Yourself Drones forum.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Apparently, there's no other details about it. So this is the first time anyone's heard about it. It suddenly magically appears. This
right. So take it with a grain of salt. I mean, there could be, it could have been faked. I mean, it looks kind of like digitally enhanced, but it's so hard to tell these days. I mean. But the funny thing is, he didn't bother making it a public YouTube video. It's a private one, and he claims that he doesn't want it to go viral because it's embarrassing. Yeah.
I think he missed a perfect golden opportunity there to go viral, get 1 million hits, and then YouTube would come running to him, oh, you want to be a partner, and, bingo. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, he also talks about the actual system. I mean, that was another thing that was interesting to me. I mean, aside from the hilarious video, and I'm glad he's safe, to be honest. I'm glad he's okay. But he's talking about, so he actually was doing I think he was from batteries, so it was all DC, and at least to start. I'm not sure if he goes to AC. I can't imagine he would, but so he's using lots of MOSFETs, though, and he calls them, what does he call them? Magically obliterating smoke and fire-emitting transistors.
He's a MOSFET, yes.
Yeah, so he's probably using like an H-bridge or something like that to drive the motors or whatever. However he's doing it,
Yep.
But basically one failed short, and so his whole system. Yeah. But
I did see some smoke coming out of one of the rotors.
Yeah.
One of the motors there. There's sort of... You can see it. And he claims that the poor video quality is because he used USB instead of Firewire to copy it off the camcorder.
Yeah.
I hope it's real because it's so freaking hilarious, you know.
Yeah. And it's interesting reading about like just the technical challenges he's talking about. I mean, and this stuff makes it seem real at least. So I mean, again, we still have to be a little bit skeptical about this, but he's talking about adding snubbers across the MOSFETs to reduce the ringing and adding fuses. I was kind of surprised he hadn't thought of that, but maybe if he's newer to design, maybe he just used I guess there is no line fuse there, so there's no thing there. But he's going to put fuses on the rails at least, so high current dumps when your FET fails short, that'll burn up. But man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's just insane. And seriously, he could have easily won a Darwin Award there. One of those blades could have chopped his head off,
Well, I'm just really glad he didn't get more air. I mean, like, he kind of tilts and he gets, maybe a half second of air. But imagine if he did get up, 20 feet in the air and then, well, then what?
Well, I'm interested to know, is it fully manual control or is it actually, like a real quadcopter? Is it actually stabilized via a computer? Is it?
I don't know. Well, usually
because
the
that's the whole
algorithms
thing, right? They're so difficult to control manually that you can't almost. You've got to have them, gyro stabilized. They've got to actually have tilt sensors in. And they have only software can do it quick enough to actually keep one of these things stable. So I don't think he could drive that manually. That's if he did, that's probably why he crashed.
Well, no, he said the FET failing is what did him in, but
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I would say next time, buddy, try it on grass. That would probably be it.
Try it in a park, with with one of those full mesh, chainmail suits on, those old-fashioned, medieval chainmail suits.
Yeah, the Black Knight.
The blade doesn't come in and chop your head off.
It's just a flesh wound.
Anyway, we will embed the video because it's so hilarious.
It's a good trip. It was good. I liked it.
Anyway. We probably ruined it for everyone. We probably should have just said, watch this video, it's freaking hilarious or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry if we have ruined it for you. We have news.
We do. Go ahead.
This week, including making fun of Chris. That's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, the latest news, as of today, August 30th, here in Sydney at least, Tektronix are releasing a new oscilloscope, groundbreaking oscilloscope. And it's revolutionary. Go to scoperevolution.com. And it's all starting today. You can watch the videos and webinars and all sorts of stuff, including other content from someone you may know. And you can get behind the scenes looks at how the scope was developed. And anyway, and you can win 30 grand in prizes or something. Wow. So if you want to know all about it, go to scoperevolution.com. It's happening today. And they claim it's the biggest, advance in a long time. And it includes analog, digital, and RF. That's all we know. There's this mysterious black silhouette scope on the website.
I'm signed up.
There you go. You signed up?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Anyway, I wanted to say more about it, but Chris vetoed it because he's a pussy.
Yeah,
folks.
a bit.
Yep. And we might be able to explain next week when the news is old.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't want to ruffle feathers here on the Amp Hour hosting panel, so I said, whatever, Chris. Okay, you can be a pussy if I can make fun of you on the Amp Hour. So there you go.
That was our deal. Dave is allowed to make fun of me.
Yep, you're a pussy. Because, as you can probably tell, I know a little something more. So, yes. Anyway, it's August 30th here in Sydney. See, Chris is concerned because it's not August 30th over there in the US of A, which is the centre of the world,
No.
So, yes. Come on, you guys. Anyway, it's happening 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, August 30th. So that's like, 6 p.m. tonight, Sydney time or something. Whatever.
1 p.m.
Anyway, it's all happening. Scoperevolution.com. Check it out. And I can say, I think it will be cool.
Yes, he can say that.
Yep. Anyway, check it out. And we can talk about it next week.
All right, we'll do that.
Pussy.
Yeah. So did you see this thing where there was a rumor about TI possibly selling off the OMAP?
I hadn't heard about it until you put it on the list, but why?
Why might
Is
they
my
sell?
first question.
Well,
Yeah.
first off, they said that they will not sell.
Right.
This is,
Are they trying to kill the rumor? Or
I don't know. Maybe they're
or
trying
are
to
they
pull an
start
HP.
one,
And,
or are they...
no, I think. Well, so the rumor or whatever it was, the conjecture was started by EE Times. Weirder things have happened, right? And
Right.
basically, finally, like a day later, they said, no, we're not selling that. I'm not sure where they got they probably got some kind of, anonymous tip or something like that, and they wanted to crack the story.
Right, okay, yep.
And it doesn't mean that they still won't, but it just means that at the time they said, no, we're not doing that.
Why can't we do that here on the Amp Hour? Why can't we... If you work at a secret... If you work at a company and use like a secret email account and email us rumors and we'll put them on the air, that'd be awesome.
That
And
would
we'll probably
be,
get our ass sued.
Yeah, I was going to
Awesome.
say,
But,
but go
hey,
on
I'm
WikiLeaks.
safe. I'm in
and,
Australia.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah,
Chris will get sued.
definitely
Brilliant.
no Australian people that have ever gotten sued for leaking information before, Dave.
No.
Yeah. Or
Anyway.
extradited or anything.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think that would be that big a deal.
We'll talk about it next week.
What?
I want to talk about it today. It's August 30th here.
Oh, you're still talking about that, huh? Oh,
I am still talking about that.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they said no. I mean, they were talking about Intel buying it. I mean, the thing is with these big companies, like TI selling to Intel, it's like, well, if they keep it around, who gives a crap? And basically the idea was no Intel, or they're saying that Intel doesn't want to necessarily just use the Atom anymore, and they need another platform. But the thing is,
Right.
like the OMAP and the Atom, I think they're kind of in this. They're starting to converge in the same spaces. Atom is not that.
Yeah,
Small
but
of a
isn't the Atom
processor.
still just a processor, whereas OMAP has everything in it? It's got display drivers and the whole works. I don't know. I haven't been following the Atom thing. Is it like an integrated micro kind of? I thought it was just like
No,
a
it's-
processor, just a raw processor,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
you've got
It
to
is.
add everything around it to make it useful.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas the OMAP they use in tablets, and they use in all sorts of gadgets, because everything's built in. It's got LCD drivers and memory built in. We talked about it before. It has the flip chip RAM on top of it inside the one chip. It has a second die in there sitting on top, which actually has the memory on it. So which is absolutely brilliant.
yeah,
And yeah, didn't we talk about like the 1,000-page data sheet or something?
5,000, I think.
5,000. That was with Jack Gansel, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we discussed that. But yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. And I mean, we can hear more about it next. Actually, so next week we should announce that Jason Kreidner, the BeagleBoard project, is supposed to be on the show. So we can ask him more about the OMAP itself. But I don't know. I thought it was more interesting from a rumor and response kind of thing, because EE Times was all miffed that that they didn't respond right away in the first place. But
Yep.
so I don't know. It was
Maybe the rumor is true, and they're just they're not allowed to say because
Yeah.
they're a bunch of pussies as well.
yeah, Dave's new favorite word. Yeah.
I just like it. I hate secrets. I like a big open world. It's much nicer. Anyway.
Yeah.
I do keep secrets. If I'm contractually obligated to keep secrets, then I do. Anyway. Not happy.
I know.
OMAP. Well, yeah, I'd love to know where the rumour came from. Was it somebody
it actually
inside?
says on here. It says.
Does it?
Yeah. It says on the actually kind of a good name for a site, the technology news site, Semi-Accurate. That's a good. I like that. That's a good name.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes. Semi-accurate. There you go. You can post your rumour. Maybe we should use that as a rumour source,
Yeah, there you go. Well,
we could talk it up as semi-accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
brilliant.
they were actually talking about Broadcom trying to buy it, maybe, but I don't know. I saw this kind of big chip manufacturer games. Like it's, I don't know. As long as they don't kill the chip, it's not that big of a deal for the end product people. And actually, that's what got me talking to Jason and asking him to come on next week. Is I asked what happens if the OMAP actually did get sold, and he said, well, not too much really. I mean, he's tried to keep the Beagle board separate, so
right.
Yeah. So we'll hear more about that next week, though.
Yeah. I can't see any reason why they'd sell it. Are TI in financial trouble? I didn't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No, and it's a massively popular product as far as I know. But yeah, if they did, well, maybe other companies have realised it's massively popular and they want they want the action, so they're willing to pay a crap load for it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
no idea. Interesting. So yes, if you've got a good rumour, send it to us.
Dave wants your secrets. He's willing to pay.
But if it involves certain companies that Chris is scared of mentioning, then yeah, it won't get on the show.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah, well. Yeah. That's 4 times now, Dave. 4 times. I think you topped out at 5.
Okay. Right, so I've got 1 pussy left, have I?
That was it right there.
Oh, damn it.
So speaking of TI, they actually they came out with a new mobile app. I don't know. Do you ever use the mobile stuff like the Mauser or the DigiKey apps?
God, no! I barely even use my phone.
Oh, okay.
It just it's never has charge. I don't talk to people on a phone. I don't.
I don't
use it
talk to
surf the
people
web because I sit in front of a computer. 18 hours a day. I don't need to use my phone. I don't go out anymore, I stay at home. I don't know.
Mostly eat through a straw. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I think about it like even like any kind of apps like this, like I found one actually. I just wrote about how I got a Nook and I actually got Android on that thing. But I found a circuit app on there and it was kind of silly. It's like beginners, like doing resistive dividers, stuff that if you're using that app, you probably shouldn't be working on circuits, that kind of thing. But this I don't know. Like I feel like there could be some usefulness in like mobile apps from like especially like DigiKey and Mauser, like distribution. People that are going to be able to ship you stuff directly. That could have some.
They've come out with all these apps, and so I think Fine Chips have got an app and all that. You're really not going to do that sort of work on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I think they're just doing these apps because they can and they think it's cool and they think, but it's not, people aren't going to use them, surely.
This thing looks like a part lookup table, so it looks like they might have just developed it for their Salesforce, which is monstrous. And then they said, well, okay, let's just push it out to the public. And if that's the case, It's like, well, yeah, don't expect people to use it, but yeah. Yeah. I know my friend has used the DigiKey, like because they have like a scanner built in, so you can just take a picture of the label. He said that's pretty useful.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But I can see that.
Yeah, fair call.
Yeah.
So you can just go through with your phone around the workshop, and you can just scan all the things, and I need to reorder those.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. I mean, if you keep the label around, so if you're a person that likes to put the bags in, or like put your parts into bins, then you better got to keep the UPC with it or whatever. So, or
if the labels don't fade, which I ranted about on Twitter.
Yeah.
Once I went to look through my box of parts, and all the DigiKey labels have freaking worn off. They've, all of the prints just, vanished.
Huh. Like thermal printed or something?
Yeah, they're a thermal thing, So I tweeted it, it's a big angry tweet,
Big angry tweet.
Yeah, and
really
and
get that emotion out.
And DigiKey replied and said, "Oh yeah, we're aware of that. We've fixed it. All new labels shouldn't do that. Sorry." It's like, it's bloody annoying. Anyway. There are apparently ways to read it, though, because even though it's faded away, you can, under certain thing, and there's, you can do certain things to it. I don't know, you can apply something to it and it can come back. Somebody tweeted a couple of
like lemon juice,
things,
like a 10-year-old spy kit kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, lemon juice. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep. There is a map on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
That's right. That horrible movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Come on, it's a great popcorn movie, that one.
I don't know. I'm not a big Nick Cage fan myself.
Right. Yeah, he's made some shockers. Let's not go there.
Yeah. So, speaking of people that say bloody and talk funny like you, did you see this Make magazine that pointed out this another YouTube star, but he does high voltage stuff? Do you see this guy?
Yeah, I'm well aware of him. He's a very popular fellow on the EEV blog forum. People call him the Nutter.
The Nutter,
on the EEV blog, the Nutter. Yeah,
he is. He is
Nutter's
crazy.
at it again.
Yeah. And
he does these weird high voltage, high energy stuff in his
attic
apartment or his attic.
Yeah,
or
I think it's his attic.
Yeah.
I saw.
And he stepped it up a couple of months back. He actually got this woman on, to look and talk all sexy and
yeah, I saw that one.
It was hilarious. Oh boy.
Yeah,
anyway. Yep.
He's crazy.
He's built up quite a cult following. So
his first one on here, he says it as erasing a CD with high voltage, but he's basically just obliterating a CD. I mean,
exactly.
He's just removing all material from it. It's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
And people have called into question his knowledge and ability and stuff like that, and
why?
Safe use of things
safety
like this.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So I think he actually responded to that, and he did a whole video on safety or something, I think. So
here we go, big capacitor safety.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, it's freaking hilarious. Yeah, I know.
Wow. A 138 microfarad, 5 kilovolt capacitor. Wow, That's unreal, man. Some people, they just keep stepping it up. They're like, oh, well, 100 volts. Yeah, why not? 1,000 volts. Okay, 100,000 volts. Like that.
He's just buying the biggest shit he can on eBay each week.
Yeah, man. He's got those are like transformers from. Man, that's like power line stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's nuts.
That's cool, though.
I know, yeah, I got to admit. And blowing shit up on YouTube gets views, I'm telling you.
It does.
That's it. If you want to become a YouTube celebrity, just blow something up. So that's why I'm telling you that quadcopter guy missed a golden opportunity.
Almost blowing himself up.
Well, almost killing himself. Yeah, Darwin Award winner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because that sort of stuff. If you injure yourself or you nearly kill yourself or you blow something up, guaranteed views. Or if you have stupid cats that do something funny.
Yeah.
Hate cats.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
No. We've got there's a scam on Kickstarter. Did we talk about? We didn't talk about this.
We didn't talk about this. No,
we meant to.
Yeah.
What is it? It's for some. What's the project?
Oh, so it was basically like a outlet controller, basically. So a computer controlled outlet. So for flipping off lights and flipping off.
Right. So it's a home automation type.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's called the TechSync Power System.
Yeah, that's right. And basically, so it was Geekscape who wrote about this, and I follow Andy on Twitter, and that's how I found out about it. But he did a pretty good review about it because he was a backer, and
right.
I can imagine that would be very frustrating if you emotionally buy into a project like this, and then, hey, it was a scam. Sorry.
Well, so they think, right?
Yeah, so that's
the guy
true.
hasn't actually admitted it yet.
That's
Everyone's
right.
just assuming it's a scam.
Yeah.
Because the guy isn't replying to emails and he's not saying the right things and I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
So
so it had like a $2,000 goal. He made a video at the beginning, and $2,000 goal. He got 27,000, and then finally Kickstarter said, no, we're going to stop this right now. So
I think he may have cancelled it though. Didn't he cancel it? I'm not sure who was the one who actually did the cancelling.
Oh, I thought it was Kickstarter that did that.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
And it was, almost too good to be true. Like you pledge your $20 and they will ship you one of these, automated wall outlet things.
Yeah.
That's including shipping it. Like, I don't know. I don't think you can manufacture such a system so cheap and afford to ship it to people for $20. It's
right.
just
right, and that's the real thing. I mean, like that's where people should have started smelling some nasty.
And if you pledge $45, they'll ship you 3 of them.
Right. Oh, I thought
You
the
know,
$500
it's just-
one was really where.
Yeah,
That's where
what,
it
what
really
they come
started to
and
get
personally install it or something?
Yeah, you get 25 wall outlets and switches, and they come and personally put it in and set it all up for you. And it's like,
And they'll cook you dinner as well.
and it's like
What?
at that point, you know,
Come on.
you don't have money even to get there mostly. You know, like I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
exactly. Yeah, consider it to be all over the US. You know, there's no limit. I remember MC Frontalot, who's a nerdcore artist. He did a Kickstarter project, and he would, you know, but it was like $5,000. So for $5,000, he would personally fly to your house and actually do a performance in your lounge room.
Yeah.
You know, but it was $5,000. So
Right,
you know,
right.
you know something like that's genuine, all right?
Yep.
But it's MC Frontalot, who's
Right. Well,
famous.
so you would have paid that
you
if you would have come to Australia, probably, right?
Yeah, if you flew to Australia,
Yeah.
$5,000, turn up to my next birthday party and, you know, and do a gig, yeah. Awesome. But yeah, it's just, nah, you know, it just smells funny, this one.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's too bad. I mean, it's because we've talked
Yeah, I
about
know.
Kickstarter on here, and there's been a lot of great. I think they're really starting to crack down on stuff, and it's tough with like hardware projects too, because if you have people that have a concept, and it's like they have good intentions and a good idea,
Yeah.
but not like the manufacturing side of things. I mean, it's tough to try and say that up front. I mean, like so.
Well, I called out one many episodes ago now. It was a pair of sunglasses that had a built-in, built-in high-def recorder or something like that. And you can actually buy those now, but not from the Kickstarter project, I don't think. And they had all these great 3D concepts, and I looked at it and I instantly went, well, I don't think you can build it into that. You know, I don't think you can actually make it that small and make it look that good. As the 3D, all the 3D models claim. You know, look, we'll ship you one of these funky-looking pair of glasses with a hidden HD spy camera in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'm just I
remember talking
you
about
can actually
that.
buy, you can buy one commercially, and it looks, you know, and once again, it's much bigger. You know, it's got the huge thing for the battery on the side, not huge, but certainly a lot bigger than what this company were claiming. And they were, you know, saying they'd be able to sell it for, I don't know, some low cost, you know, and
Yeah.
nah, I haven't followed that one up. Maybe I should. Maybe they've proved me wrong, but yeah, you've got to be careful because, as you said, a lot of people have good intentions for stuff like this, but it falls over. They just, you know, they don't know how much effort and money and time and resources are involved in actually getting a real kick-ass looking product to market.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know.
You know, you should
Gotta be careful.
you should contact Geekscape. I just saw that they're actually he's from Melbourne.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a hackerspace up there, hackmelbourne.org.
Oh, okay.
And of course, then we just, you know, completed a square, I'm sure, for the bingo. So
Oh, is this the TechStart guy? Is
What's
this the power project? He's from Melbourne, is he?
no, he's the one that called it out, the site that we're
Oh,
looking
right.
at. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And you're going up to Melbourne,
I'm
right?
going to Melbourne.
Yeah, you should
I'm
tell us
going to
about that.
Melbourne in a couple of weeks.
What was that for
So
again?
if you got it, that's for the show, the electronics show.
Oh, the EX at the end. Electronics.
EX.
Yeah.
Electronics.
Yeah.
X show.
Yeah.
It was in Sydney last year. They alternate between Sydney and Melbourne usually.
Yeah.
So it's in Melbourne this year. So I'll be going as well as hopefully blogging a whole bunch of other stuff. Maybe. But I'm after ideas. So if you know of something in Melbourne that I should go and see and blog, then please tell me.
I
Send
think the
me an
Melbourne
email.
Hackerspace, you should go there.
And Melbourne Hackerspace, yes.
There you go.
That'll
First
be on the list,
suggestion.
I think. Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting down to the end of the show, so we should probably go to the...
What?
Yeah, well, we got
That's
50...
flowing. That's ridiculous.
Oh, sorry,
what have
man.
we talked about? Nothing.
Who cares?
Anyway,
So how about some day in nerd history?
please.
Okay. So on this day, the 29th, because it's the 29th, actually, it's not the 30th, as certain people have pointed out.
It's a bloody 30th here. America's not the center of the world.
Charles F. Kettering was born. He's the
Bloody Yanks.
he had a bunch of patents basically for National Cash Register and Cadillac and General Motors and everything. And basically he did set up a bunch of the research at General Motors back when, you know, General Motors was a good thing. And
Right,
they
as
cranked out
opposed to
a lot of technology, basically.
Shell.
Yeah. So and actually, Kettering's the one they named. General Motors Institute was renamed Kettering University a couple years ago, in honor of him. So, yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, definitely. He did a lot of cool stuff too. He electronic starter and
Diesel locomotives.
yeah,
Wow.
stuff for the grid. Like lots of really good stuff that a lot of the basis for other technologies.
And he was on the front cover of Time magazine in 1933, so he must have been important.
Ah, come on! I was on the cover of Time magazine a couple years back.
Were you?
Yeah, so were you.
Was I?
That's stupid. The person of the year is you. Like remember they did that?
Was it? Oh, no, I don't remember
you
that.
didn't see that one?
What a wake.
I know. Yeah, it was really stupid.
Okay, I have to check that out.
Apparently,
yeah.
some people put that on their resume too. Can you believe that shit?
Oh, really? Oh, give me a right instant. I'm going to boot your
right
ass
in the
out
trash.
the door right there and then.
Right in the trash. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pathetic. Really.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I remember back in the 80s when they didn't have they had the first object on there as the Time magazine person of the year was the personal computer.
Oh.
Back in 83 or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Uh-huh.
And it caused, a big uproar. Oh, you've ruined Time magazine because you didn't put a person on there. You put a stupid computer,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that sort of thing. Ah, well.
Yep. Well, any final words for we got probably one more thing in us here.
I've used up my quota of that word.
Oh,
so
not that word. That's not the word I was talking about, Dave.
I can't throw in another one.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Are personal robots ready to go mainstream? You've got on the list.
I do. Yeah.
At $285K, yeah, I don't think so.
And so that's actually the Willow Garage. I mean, we've talked about Willow Garage, I think, before. They've had a couple.
Have we?
I think so. Yeah. Personal Robot 2, PR2, and they've been popping up everywhere. It's the thing is, it doesn't look like that advanced of a robot, but when you actually hear them talking about it, actually it's really advanced because you think about you need to have like localized sensors. Because if you have something gripping, like say they show getting a beer, right? If you have a robot arm extending and grabbing a beer, you don't want to send the data all the way back to the central unit. You want to have a local unit that just sends back, okay, now I've grabbed it. They want to have localized control on all these servos and everything. So it's actually really complicated. And
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
yeah. And they talk about
I've got a robot kit at the moment.
Oh, yeah, which one?
Yeah, it's the Microbrick. It's the microbrick.com. It's a little hobby, toy, little toy robot kit. And it's got little wheels in it. It's got a pick in it, and it's really cool. I haven't built it yet, but it looks like fun.
Yeah, that does sound like fun.
Great for the kids,
Yeah.
Nice little robot kit.
I guess
it follows you around, or it follows the infrared remote. You got a little infrared remote control, and you can make it,
Oh, make it dance and stuff.
make it dance and do whatever. I don't know.
Torture
Haven't put it
cats.
together yet. Right. But it looks fun.
Yeah.
It's like fun.
If you got one of those things that had a LED on, or the infrared LED on one side and then a laser pointer on the other, you could really mess with some cats there.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're talking about it coming down in prices and stuff. It's still probably, they said, it used to be $400,000, now it's $285,000.
Well, we're supposed to have our own personal robot by the end of the 80s.
Were you really? I didn't.
Yeah.
What is that?
Come on. Or 90s or something. Somebody predicted, Everyone predicted, because you could buy these little robots which went around in the 80s, and they would actually hold your coffee, they'll hold a can of beer, and you could, command them around, and
It wasn't RoboCop held in 2004 too? I thought I saw someone
was it?
said.
Oh, was that when it was set? Was it?
I thought
was
so.
Was that the time period? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought so. I thought I saw someone talking about that.
Okay. Yep. Where's our RoboCop? I think they were supposed to. I read a news report that there was a random news report alert that non-electronic related. Sorry. Hey, is that a bingo?
Yeah, it's a bingo.
Thing?
Yeah, there you go.
Excellent. That is some where they filmed RoboCop. The council's trying to put in a statue of RoboCop in the town. And,
yeah, that's in Detroit. Yeah, it's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. Okay,
yeah. And I think they passed it too.
Oh, did they? Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a cool statue of RoboCop, just like there's a Rocky statue.
Yeah.
Other things. Yep.
Yeah.
Right, so Detroit's known for RoboCop now. It's not known for the automobile anymore, huh? Because that all went to shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we've talked about that here before.
Yeah.
They're coming good again, Detroit.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, definitely. A lot of the
Coming
hacker
back.
spaces and industry coming back there. It's a good sign. I mean, they're still small, but my Midwest brethren over there.
Right, okay.
I'm still in the middle.
Right, there's a camaraderie, is there, between the people in the middle? Is that the...
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, what?
Same as the people down south, like Randy from Hicksville.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Randy, right.
Right.
I don't know. It's like, people like... the Midwest is it's an interesting place. It's not like the easiest place to live. The weather sucks. And
Yep.
There's a lot of overweight people here, but that's a lot of the U.S. And, and industry is gone. I mean, there's a lot of industry that isn't here because it was based on manufacturing. So, it's definitely taken its lumps, but I don't know.
Didn't you have an item on here about they should have like local green cards for each state or something to try and keep people in the state, working in the state?
Oh, yeah, that was actually more about like people that are coming to the U.S. from outside to go to school.
Right.
And yeah, I mean,
okay.
that's like an H-1B thing. And, people always feel real strongly about H-1B visas, and understandably
Right.
so. Like, H-1Bs that's actually the visa given for people that are coming in to just work from out of the country, right? So if I'm Chris Corporation and I can hire an engineer in the U.S. for $50,000, I might be able to hire H-1B person for $30,000 or even $50,000. But there's lots of restrictions, and it's not a great system really. But a green card's a little bit different. Basically, the point there being, why don't we just staple a green card to diplomas? That's kind of the idea, and that's been said a lot of places. I definitely didn't come up with that, but I agree with that. I think if you're going to be the U.S. or if you're going to go to Australia to study, you'd want to encourage those people to stay there. That's the main thing that I like about it, is that if you got these smart people coming into your country to study, you want those smart people to stay there, and especially the U.S., which is known for like a lot of different cultures. I think, man,
Same here.
Yeah,
Australia,
that's true. Australia too.
Even more so, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's known more so for.
Australia is very known as a very multicultural country. It was founded
awesome.
multicultural, but so was the US. I just watched an interesting doco about the US and how New York was founded on all the immigrants and all that sort of, thing. So yeah, but it's a very same thing here in Australia, and yeah, like there's lots of back in we've mentioned this on here before, I'm sure, but back in the 30s or 40s or something, when we were having all these immigrants coming in, we would actually tell them where they had to go and live.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did mention
you've
that.
got to go to this city, this town, but now. It's a free-for-all. We invite more people into this country to come and stay here than anyone else, I think. Almost.
Oh, yeah.
We're right up there. And they all want to come and live in Sydney or Melbourne. No wonder our bloody cities are overpopulated, and housing's the highest in the world because the actual housing prices, because everyone wants to live in the same spot. Everyone wants their McMansion in there, on their 800 square metre block of land in Sydney. God, no wonder every house here is $1 million plus. It's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I think it should be the same thing, and you should be able to. If people come into your country, you should be able to say, well, okay, you go to this state or you go to this city or something and live
that's
there
not
or
what
work
I was
there
saying.
or study there. Well, I'm saying that.
I know,
God
you're
damn it,
saying
I'm going
that.
further.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, this is. I mean, this was talking. I mean, this article came from.
Wouldn't you get the same problem there? You would have everyone wants to go to Harvard or everyone wants to go to, some uni to study or something.
Yeah, but that's a good
push out
thing.
other people.
That's a good thing.
Doesn't that push out locals and raise the prices up and of study and all that sort of? Well, isn't that bad?
I think that that's a good thing. That would raise standards in the U.S. Then I think personally. I mean, if you have Harvard is already like
but it raises prices.
Raises prices
too.
Maybe. But
education,
this
which
is on the
already
backside.
skyrocketing, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
That's not the concern here. The thing is that if you have people that are coming in and doing all this stuff anyways, right? They're going to Harvard, they're going to MIT, right? They're these brilliant kids from out of the country, and then previously in previous years, when it was a little easier to get a visa or a little easier to get a green card, then they would stick around and start companies, right? That's the basis of it. And now they're going back to China because there's tons of industry over there, or India because there's tons of industry over there, and that's where they're starting the companies. And it's like, well, why not start it here? That's the main thrust of the idea. And and that's something I totally agree with. I think, if you have people that are going to come into your country and create jobs and like high level awesome jobs, like technical jobs, that's what I want. And that might be getting a little too political for people there, but I think it's a good idea. I mean, at the base of it. However, let's be honest, nothing's going to happen in the U.S. or anywhere else for that stuff. But I like the idea.
But it's good to dream, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
And on that note, our amp hour's up.
It is. We'll be back dreaming next week though, and we'll probably have a
special guest next week.
2 of them, yeah.
2. Oh, it's going to be crowded.
It will be crowded.
Whew.
All right. Well.
All right. See you then.
See you guys. So, Dave, did you hear the news about Steve Jobs stepping down from Apple?
No. Who's Steve Jobs? Never heard of him. Apple?
All right.
You got those in the fridge.
Guess we'll just ignore it then.
What the hell are you talking about? Are you just mumbling US garbage again? What are you doing?
No big deal.
All right.